Hi folks, it's been a while since I made a video, but summer is over, it's starting to rain. Good excuse to stay inside. I've got my pumpkins back there. I'm going to be making a pumpkin pie or several later today. I just recently got done reading this book, Blood Meridian. Came out in 1985 by Cormac McCarthy. At the time it came out, people were shocked by how violent it is. Of course, nowadays, with movies like Kill Bill, um, we've sort of gotten used to endless gratuitous violence, bizarre ways of people to get their heads cut off, etc. So maybe it's more acceptable these days. Harold Bloom, who's a professor of literature and a person who has probably read every book that's been published in the last 100 years, feels that Blood Meridian is one of the four great books in the English language of the last century. So if you have a strong stomach or you just find violence kind of comedic, well, give it a read. It's worth the effort. What I intend to do today is read an excerpt from the book, which in 2 pages sort of provides a metaphor, in my opinion, to the entire history of capitalism. Just a little background. The Clanton gang is about 30 or 40 scalp hunters. They were originally hired by the Mexican government to just wipe out as many Apaches as they could get. They were getting paid by the scalp. Then they got carried away and started just killing Mexicans and scalping them. And now they have been chased out of Mexico, and they are come to the Colorado, headed for California, where a man has set up a ferry. The doctor had been bound for California when the ferry fell into his hand, for the most by chance. In the ensuing months, he'd amassed a considerable wealth in gold and silver and jewelry. Glanton and the judge, together with Brown and Irving, sat drinking tea, and Glanton sketched for the doctor a few of their Indian adventures and advised him strongly to secure his position. The doctor demurred. He claimed to get along well with the Yumas. Glanton told him to his face that any man who trusted an Indian was a fool. Glanton took charge of the operation of the ferry. People who had been waiting 3 days to cross at $1 a head were now told that the fare was $4, and even this tariff was in effect for no more than a few days. Soon they were operating a sort of Procrustean ferry, where the fares were tailored to accommodate the purses of the travelers. Ultimately, all pretense was dropped, and the immigrants were robbed outright. Travelers were beaten and their arms and goods appropriated, and they were sent destitute and beggared into the desert. The doctor came down to remonstrate with them, and was paid his share of the revenues and sent back. Horses were taken and women violated, and bodies began to drift past the Yuma camp downriver. As these outrages multiplied, the doctor barricaded himself in his quarters and was seen no more. In the following month, a company from Kentucky under General Patterson arrived, and disdaining to bargain with Clanton, constructed a ferry downriver and crossed and moved on. This ferry was taken over by the Yumas and operated for them by a man named Callahan. But within days it was burned, and Callahan's headless body floated anonymously downriver, a vulture standing between the shoulder blades in clerical black, silent rider to the sea. And that, my friends, is a brief history of the development of capitalism. You start off with a bunch of small businessmen, basically honest, producing a product, providing a service, charging a reasonable fee for it. But that's never good enough. Sooner or later, a corporation comes in. They buck up the prices. They engage in all kinds of fraudulent activities to increase their bottom line. They're driven completely by quarterly profit reports, and they don't give a damn who suffers to achieve those high numbers. In the story, I also like the fact that they simply go out and burn down and kill off their competition. Trust me, no capitalist likes free enterprise. What they want is monopoly position for themselves, and that's what they struggle for all the time. Every company is out there trying to destroy every other company in the same industry. And what you end up with over a period of time is the whole economy being dominated by a handful of super huge, powerful companies who are just too big to kill each other off, try as they might. And here we sit. The government has been shut down now for over a week. People are starting to feel the pain of it. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like we're getting closer and closer to the end of the world every day. But honestly, the system now has gotten so corrupt. It is so much, so imbalanced that personally I would just as soon see it go, though I realize the process is going to be hard, brutal, and bloody. Still, I mean, we need to just burn the whole damn thing to the ground and start all over again. There's too much filth. Okay, so enough of my good-hearted, happy talk. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a good day. Bye.